In the presentation of the means of development, the teacher has a very active task. Also, the fashion in which they must be presented and their details indicate a very active teacher. All the activities our teacher has to perform are a preparation, a guidance, and the subsequent inactivity of the teacher is a sign of success. Complete outer inactivity of the teacher represents a task successfully accomplished. We might say it is an ideal aim. The first step for the teacher is self-preparation. She has to prepare her imagination. The Montessori teacher sees a child who is not there yet. Teachers who come to our schools must have a sort of faith in the child who will reveal himself through work. The different types of children who are all deviated do not affect her. She sees a different type of child who lives in a spiritual field. The teacher has faith that the children she has actually before her will show their real self when they find any work which attracts them. On the path of the teacher's own spiritual evolution in this work, there are 3 stages. First stage, the teacher becomes the guardian and custodian of the environment. She therefore concentrates on the environment instead of being caught up by all these deviated children. The first care of the teacher should be this: order and care of the material, so that it be always beautiful, shining and in repair, and nothing missing, so that everything looks new to the children and is complete and ready for use at any time. This also means the person of the teacher must be attractive. She should be young, beautiful, with flowers in her hair, scented with cleanliness, happy, and full of dignity. This is the ideal. The appearance of the teacher is the first step to real understanding and real respect for the children. The most living part of the environment is the teacher. This care of the environment, then, is the first work of the teacher and must precede everything else. It is an indirect work. Unless it is completely attended to, there will never be any worthwhile and continuous result in any other field, physical, mental, or spiritual. Second stage, the teacher must be seductive. She must seduce the children at this stage. Before concentration sets in, the teacher can do what she likes more or less, because she upsets nothing important. She can intervene in the children's activities if necessary. The teacher who fascinates the children attracts them, and this leads them to some exercise, which is not very important, but it does attract them. A vivacious teacher can attract more easily. Then why not make use of it? To say brightly, "Now what about changing the furniture today?" And then work with them. The teacher herself carrying things carefully and suggesting how to carry, doing all this brightly. Or, how about polishing this beautiful brass bowl? Or, shall we go into the garden and collect some flowers? If the teacher is attractive, the action will be attractive. Whilst we have said so often that when a child is concentrated in work, one must not, under any circumstances, intervene and interrupt his cycle of activity, and so prevent his full expression. Obviously here, the contrary is the right technique, to interrupt and so to break his thread of disturbing activities. The interruption can be an explanation merely, or it can be getting interested in him. Multiplying your attention to him is like a lot of electric shocks to him and will bring a reaction in time. If a child is bothering others, one might say, "How are you, Johnny? Come here. I want to give you something to do." Probably he will not want to do that. So you say, "So you don't want to do that? All right, let's go into the garden then." And go with him, or let your helper take him, and then his naughtiness comes under your care, and the children are not troubled. Third stage. Now comes the third stage, when the children are interested in something. When the child becomes interested in an object, the teacher must not interrupt, because this activity obeys natural laws and has a cycle. And if it is touched, it disappears like a soap bubble, and all its beauty with it. The teacher must be very careful now. Non-interference means non-interference in any form. A child who has been a nuisance at last does a piece of concentrated work. The teacher passes and sees him and says, "Good." That is enough. The damage is done. The child will probably not look at work for another 2 or 3 weeks. Also, if a child has a difficulty and the teacher interferes to show how to deal with it, the child will leave the teacher with the work and go away. The interest of the child was not in the mere task, but in conquering that difficulty. Praise, help, or even noticing a child are often sufficient interruption to destroy activity. Indeed, even the child seeing one looking at him will do it. After all, if we are concentrated in something and someone comes and looks over our shoulder or looks at us from somewhere nearby, our concentration disappears. The great principle which leads to the success of the teacher is this: as soon as concentration appears, pay no attention, as if the child did not exist. In the solution of these problems also, we must not interfere unless we are asked. The children will solve them. Our duty is only to present new objects when the child exhausts the activities possible with the old ones. She must act as if she were there to serve the children. If she wants a good example, she can study a good servant. He prepares everything that pleases his master, but he does not tell him what to do. He keeps the master's hairbrushes in order, but he does not tell him when he must tidy his hair. He prepares his food carefully, but he does not order him to eat. He presents it well and with exactness and unobtrusiveness, and then disappears. So must we act to this master of ours, the growing spirit of the child. This is the master we serve, the child spirit. We are not servants of the body. We know that if a child is to develop, he must do these things himself. The basis of our teaching is that the child shall not be served in this sense. The child must acquire physical independence by being sufficient unto himself. Independence of will by choosing alone and freely. Independence of thought by working alone and uninterrupted. We must help the child to act by himself, will for himself, think for himself. Here is a child as he should be. The worker who never tires, the calm child, the child who seeks the maximum effort and who tries to help the weak, who knows how to respect others and shows us characteristics which make us know him as a true child. But with our teachers, it is not these superficial facts that they know, but the secret of childhood. The Montessori teacher has a deep love because she loves the deep knowledge of the secret of the children. What is the greatest height of a Montessori teacher's success? To be able to say, now the children work as if I did not exist. She has become nothing, and the children have become all. All we should be able to say is, I have helped this life to achieve its creation, and that is the real satisfaction. The Montessori teacher of children up to 6 years knows she has helped humanity in an essential period of development. On the higher level of educational work, justice is really spiritual. It seeks that every child achieve the maximum of its individual abilities. Justice is to give to any human being all help that will enable him to reach his full spiritual stature. And those who serve the Spirit in all ages must give help to these energies. In serving the children, we serve life. By helping nature, we go to the next level of supernature. Since a law of nature is to go higher continuously, and it is the children who have built this beautiful structure to another level. The laws of nature are order, so when order comes spontaneously, we know we have reached the cosmic order. One of the missions of children is to draw adult humanity to a higher level. I cannot develop this point here, important as it is, but it is a fact. The children draw us to a spiritual level and solve the problems of the material level.